English dictation 120 words per minute. 5 seconds. Start. As a result, to devolution, the disparity between the rupees prices of indigenous products and those of reported products has narrowed in favor of indigenous products. This could encourage the use of local products. There are, however, even more important reasons why industry should give preference to indigenous materials even if import licenses are available for foreign materials. I have already referred to the question of maintenance import. Unless experts expand quickly, the future of such import depends on the availability of foreign assistance. This means that continuity of supplies of foreign materials cannot be taken for granted, which in turn means that any manufacturer who bases his production program on an assumption of continuity of supplies of imported materials will find himself in difficulties sooner or later. It is therefore of utmost importance that every effort is made to develop stable indigenous sources of supplies. I am aware that a good deal has been done, particularly under conditions of scarcity, to conserve imported supplies and to use indigenous substitutes. It would be a pity if that momentum is lost because temporarily industry is in a position to obtain imported materials. In the second place, to the extent industry buys local materials, it will keep up production and employment. Self-reliance is also self-help. By switching from domestic products to import, there is a very danger of unemployment and loss of production being induced in import substituting industries. This cannot fail to have wider repercussions if you do not use products manufactured by your colleagues. You can hardly blame others if they do not use your products. This applies particularly to the large industrialist who has to play a developmental role in the industrial setup of the country. It is his duty to see that he provided the necessary market for the ancillary industries that are essential to make the economy a broad based one. If he does not do that and put a whole lot of small scale industry out of business by going in for the ancillary industry that are essential to make the economy a broad based one. If he does not do that and puts a whole lot of small scale industry out of business by going in for imports, he will have only himself to thank for the resultant depression. Is still some cost disparity between imports and indigenous production in spite of devolution. However, it should be remembered that costs can be reduced over a period with assured large our own feet. The need to hasten out progress towards self-reliance is all the greater now than formerly. I would therefore like to make an earnest appeal to you to think over these points which I have placed before you subjectively and not dismiss them as as a mere simmer delivered from a high pedestal to be listened to and then forgotten.